Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So a bunch of you have been requesting a video about what's going on with some of the characters, so this is going to be all about the end of Team Flash as you know it. There's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. So we need to break out the Morpheus voice again. What if I told you this was the end of Team Flash? There's always going to be a speedster on the TV show. The team has been shattered and it's not going to be put back together in nice, tidy pieces. That was the whole idea with the way that Caitlin ended the series. Julian constructed the cure for her. They could have turned her right back, but there were some really important reasons for her character, for herself, why she didn't want to take that. And there's some important narrative reasons why the writers did it that way. She sort of had the lead in for what is going to be changing for next season and how the team isn't going to be Team Flash in the way that you've known it before. So we'll just go around to each of the storylines and explain why everybody is off doing their own thing and why Team Flash has been completely broken. So we all know Barry is gone. The characters have no idea when he's coming back. We as the audience know how TV works. We know that Grant Gustin is a series regular. He's contractually obligated to appear in pretty much every episode. So whatever twist you want to think of, Force Ghost Barry, just his voice, him appearing at the end of the episode, he'll be in there somewhere. It's just that the characters like Iris have no idea when he's coming back, so they think he's gone forever. But he dubbed Wally the new Flash. The city has a Flash. It's you. Carry on in my absence. So Wally takes up the mantle of the Flash, no longer calling himself Kid Flash. And as Team Flash has been shattered, you have the Flashpoint team-up reforming Iris and Wally doing the brother-sister thing that they were doing before Barry rolled everything back. So if you really like that idea, I feel like it's much better for Iris's character because it gives her much more active participation in the plot. Like when she's standing around cheering Barry on, that's really good. They're good character moments that she has because for about half of the season, she was the engine around which all the drama turned. But unless someone's trying to attack her or she's working on a really big story that's going to blow some rogue plot wide open, then what is the point for her to be around other than being a cheerleader? So her going into detective mode with Wally, them being a team, is just way better for her. So if you remember what happened between Season 2 and Season 3, where Barry was still trying to help the city, but he was doing it on his own, he was trying to repair everything from the damage of the particle accelerator. Wally will pick up in Barry's absence, but he'll still need help, so Iris will step in to fill the gap. There's still people around, so it's not like Cisco is going to completely bail, but it's not like everybody's going to be super happy and it'll be the exact same as it was before, only with a different Flash. It's like when Barry rolled Flashpoint back, it's like, oh, all the things that I changed have been rolled back, so that means that everybody's personalities should change back to what they used to be. And then we're like, nope, hard pass. Cisco's brother was dead. He was all pissed off at Barry. So that gets back to the idea of Killer Frost not taking the cure. So this is the writer saying that we're not going to completely invalidate everything that these characters went through by making them conveniently forget all the bad things that happened. So you start to see this in the other storylines as we go through this. Tracy Brand is probably the best example of this. She has her coffee machine that she still has a relationship with now that HR isn't around anymore. So she still has her evil speedster lattes, but even though I expect her to come back to Star Labs, she's still trying to find meaning because he was the person that gave her meaning, the person that drove her. Otherwise, she'd be working at Big Belly Burger.
Where are you going?
Big Belly Burger? I hear they're hiring.
What? You're serious? What about all your research?
He was the one that convinced her to stay. So just like Cisco had to get over the death of his brother, it took a little while for that to happen, she'll have to do the same thing with HR. She really wanted Savitar to die. I really like that scene where they tried to get her to help try and save him until they found out that Savitar was leading them on the whole time. She's probably even more mad about that. But moving on to Cisco and Julian. So as far as we know, Tom Felton's still around. They've made no mention of whether or not he's left the series, whether he's staying on, but all signs are pointing to him coming back. They're mostly obsessed with getting Caitlin back, who wants nothing to do with that. So even though Cisco's still helping out, he's got his relationship with Gypsy, so he's very preoccupied with that. Julian is still employed as a Central City CSI, so he's probably stuck himself in his work. He's still a metahuman expert. It's only gotten worse, so he's probably thrown himself into that. I wouldn't be surprised if he was also trying to shadow her around. And then there's Caitlin herself, who said that she's not looking for a cure, but she hasn't figured out what she wants to do with her life. So she's still a biologist. She still has access to all of her mother's lab. She still has access to all the things at Mercury Labs too, which is where she went during season 2. Like in the break, she'd gone to work for them. They convinced her to come back. Tina McGee, I don't know what her presence on the show is going to be, but she's not dead. She's still in charge of Mercury Labs. So Caitlin still has access to all the same resources, but because of her Killer Frost nature, I wouldn't be surprised if she breaks bad every once in a while, where you have this in-between looking version of her. This is actually a picture of her in her trailer, so she still looks very beautiful, but you can see without the CG in like the full makeup job, she just looks kind of pale in the skin. Her eyes don't have that blue glow to them. There was one of you that asked me, I forget who it was, but somebody on Twitter asked me if we would see Caitlin's brother show up during season 3, and I actually think that's a really good idea. I don't know if they'll do it right away, but if you don't remember who that is, Caitlin had a brother who died when he was very young on Earth 1, but as we know, the multiverse finds ways of surfacing dead characters. The Arrow people said the theme of season 6 is going to be all about family. I think that's going to be the same thing on The Flash too. Caitlin is still family, but there's also a lot of family of hers that we haven't explored yet. We met her mother during season 3. There's a lot of other people that could pop up. We could even meet her father eventually too. And then there's the idea of a new rogue family. So she's one of those really fun characters that can do bad stuff with the rogues because she is an evil person in the comics, but she's also been good Suicide Squad style. She's on Batman's new version of the Justice League in the comics right now. She has this crazy hairdo. I love her costume in the comics. As much of a bummer as it sounds like they're just completely messing with the dynamic, the good thing about that is that it opens the door for something new to come in Barry to come back and re-inspire everyone. So Flash Rebirth, I've already done a bunch of videos about the storyline, about the idea, but it's like Flash Ragnarok. You tear everything down, you destroy it so that you can rebuild it better than before. So if you were ever hoping for a new version of the Flash costume, season 4 would be it. They do change the costume just a little bit every year. We saw a couple different future versions of the costume. This one's from 8 years in the future, and then this one is from just like a little bit beyond that because Savitar didn't become Savitar till a little while after that. The only real big suit changes that I'm expecting are just a little more highlights, like the color might get a little more cherry red, but that's about it. I don't think it's going to fundamentally change in a huge way. It's not going to start looking like the armor suit, but let me know in the comments, what do you guys think the new Team Flash will look like? And that's to say nothing of any new characters that they bring on during the series. The lesson I think they learned from season 3 is not to bring too many people on at once. Like they've already got a couple new characters. It's to their benefit to just stick with them, develop them, and then if they want to get rid of Julian or they want to introduce somebody new, they can do it down the road, but do it one character at a time. Don't just bring everybody on in the first 3 episodes. The actors are winding down their vacations. Stephen Amell is going crazy on social media because I guess people are shaming him for being out of shape because it's the off season. Grant Gustin has a giant mustache, so what you'll probably see in the next week or so is pictures of them posting where they're shaving all that stuff off as they start shooting that first episode, but it'll be enough time for them to cut a really quick Comic-Con trailer, because Comic-Con is happening at the end of July, but I'll talk more about what's happening during that when we get closer, so Comic-Con previews will post just like I did last year. But what's going to happen next is I'm behind on a couple other videos like American Gods and Doctor Who and Game of Thrones and stuff like that. So we'll say congratulations to Rick, you're the latest giveaway winner. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. You can click here to learn all about episode 1 of the Titans TV show with Nightwing and all the other characters. And you can click here for brand new Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.